Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Slam Talk Sports. It is USPGA Championship Week, so naturally, I've gotten Dad back on the show to talk all things golf. I'm Slam, and here's Mick. Dad, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thanks, Darcy. I'm glad to be back on there again after winning the second major of the year after the Masters.
That's right.
And I hope you followed our selections and our observations before the Masters. How did I go?
I think you did pretty well. So Rory McIlroy, of course, won the Masters for 2025. What did he pop up on the odds? About, what, $7.50? $8 in the end?
$58. Now, as I understand it, talking to a number of sports bookmakers, they got slammed.
They got slammed?
Absolutely slammed. That's why there's not very good attractive odds for the PGA, but I think we can do it a bit different.
We can do it a little bit different here. We'll try and find some better odds. But Dad, before we talk about the USPGA and all the chances for this weekend, can we quickly recap the Masters? And we know that Rory won, but was this a dominant victory from Rory that we expected going into it? Or was it only that he got there by an inch by virtue of a playoff?
Yeah, look, he should have won in regulation. I never would have thought that he would have. I think he bogeyed the 18th from memory.
That's right.
And all he had to do was he had a comfortable lead, a two-shot lead basically, and he put it into the bunker. And he didn't get up and down. And his playing partner, he was able to get a birdie. So it was a playoff.
As a Rory McIlroy backer, what were you thinking going to the last three holes when he started to have those memories, those past traumas of falling apart at the back end of the Masters and the back end of major tournaments? Were you thinking, oh no, I've just lost this bet, Rory's going to get run over here at the death?
Yeah, look, it was a concern, but luckily for him, DeChambeau was out of the action. DeChambeau had self-destroyed in the last round. If DeChambeau had shot par or thereabouts, he may well have won it, but he destroyed himself. So he got into the playoff. I was comfortable him being in the playoff. I thought he'd win.
We did think Rory would win. He got the job done eventually, but that is the past. We look forward to the USPGA Championship of 2025 at Charlotte, North Carolina, Quail Hollow Golf Club. Now, we'll start off, of course, with the favourite, Rory McIlroy. How do you assess his chances going to this weekend? Now, I must mention, Rory has the course record here at Quail Hollow Club. He does have a very good record, and he must be one of the strongest fancies for this weekend.
Of course. Look, I think he'll probably win. He'll certainly be in the top five. No doubt about that. I personally think he'll win, but the odds aren't too flash for either him or Scotty Scheffler. I do think Rory will win.
Okay, Rory's about, what, $5, $5.50, most bookies?
Yeah, Scheffler's about the same. I think you'll find Rory will finish up starting short. He'll start quite short. A flood of money will come in for him. So if you want to back Rory, I'd back him now.
Just quickly,
won't get better.
Well, I agree with that. Rory's odds will plummet over the weekend and in the coming hours. Do you factor in the weather that we're going to see at Quail Hollow this weekend? Is that going to knock out maybe some parts of the field?
Yeah, of course. The long hitters are going to be favoured because obviously there won't be the run, but the Rory's probably the longest hitter. There's a couple of others who can hit it as far as him at odds, which I'll talk about that later. But yeah, you want the long hitters.
You do want the long hitters. You want people that can drive the ball well. Another person we should mention as we move past Rory, who is the incumbent and the favourite, Scotty Scheffler, who's also about $5.50. He just won the Byron Nelson a couple of weekends ago in Texas. How do you assess his form going to the USPGA, having not won the Masters but still had a decent showing at Augusta?
Yeah, no, he's in form. He'll be thereabouts. I think he'll be in the top 10, top 5. I think he's a good winning chance.
It's a good winning chance, Scheffler. It's hard to knock someone that's been so consistent over the last couple of seasons. I'll move forward to a couple other names. Now, there's one I want to mention who's been one of our favourites in the past, but you don't think he's travelling that well at the moment. It is Ludwig Aberg. He's about $23, $24. You personally told me you don't think he's a big shot to win this weekend.
No, he can't win.
Why is that? Why can't he win?
He's just not in form. He's just not playing well for one reason. It happens. But I don't think he can win. I'm a great fan of Aberg. I don't think he can win. As the same with Victor Hovland. They're not playing well enough.
Not playing well enough.
They're great players. Look, they can turn it around, of course.
Yeah.
I think I'd put the foot on both of those. They can't win either of them.
Are golfers like racehorses? They don't win out of turn? Do you have some form leading up to that big victory?
It's good to have form, of course, but they're not in form.
Okay, we're not going to look at Hovland. We're not going to look at Oberg this weekend. Who are the names you've got circled on that sheet there, Dad? I see you've brought your own research. Who do you like or think you can make a splash this weekend?
Yeah, look, as I said, we've talked about Rory and Scheffler. The chances I like are Rory, Scheffler, DeChambeau, Rahm. JT is in form, playing well. He is a real chance. Koepka always plays well in majors. Tommy Fleetwood never wins, but he's in form. He's always top 5, top 10. Tommy Fleetwood is a great chance, top 5, top 10. Not a surprise if he wins. Lowry, Rory's mate, is playing well. He's a chance for the top 10. Now, and another bloke who always plays well, always makes the cut, always top 5, top 10, is Tony Finau.
Tony Finau?
Yes.
You think he's a chance in the top 20s and top 30s?
My word, he is top 10.
Okay.
Top 10. And the other one is at big odds, and he's lost a power of weight. I don't know, he must have been on the Ozempics or something. Cameron Young.
Cameron Young?
Yeah.
Last time I checked, he was 300 to 1 on Sportsbet. Now into 150 to 1. The market's... It's been crunched. We didn't get on in time.
Yeah, bet R at 250.
Okay.
Get 250 with bet R. Now, I think Cameron Young, for someone who wants a wager, backing for the top 10, and you should get between $11 and $15.
Well, I checked on Better. I think for the top 10, he's about $15. Top 20, about $7.50.
Well, there's your betting. I think I would have my betting around JT, top 5, which you should get, I don't know, what do you think the top 5 would be, $5 or $6?
Yeah, it would
Tommy
be.
Fleetwood, top 5, $9, top 10, $4. Cameron Young, top 5, $36, top 10, $11, and Tony Finau, top 10, $7. I would do my betting around that rather than Rory or Scheffler, and I think one of those will probably win, but I'd be betting around for the value because the bookmakers got slammed, absolutely slammed at the Masters from my information, so you'll get nothing fancy, so go for the value.
I agree with that strategy, Dad. It's too hard to pick the winner. Now, we picked McIlroy to win the Masters. I mean, he was probably due. He's the best player in the world.
Yeah, good $7 or $8.
Yes, but you're better off betting in the top 20s, top 40s, top 30s market. So on BetR, they've got these markets. You could even build a ladder from Cameron Young. Do them top 40, top 30, top 20, top 10. Like increase, decrease your bet depending on how confident you are because the odds are there to do these top 40, top 30 markets rather than betting the all-out win. Now, you mentioned a lot of names there, Dad. I just want to quickly ask you, give me a couple of words on each of them. DeChambeau, do you see him as a very, very live threat to upset McIlroy and Scheffler?
Yeah, he's a live threat. Don't forget, he was in contention coming to the last round of the major, of the Masters.
Yep.
And he just, he didn't go for him. And he attacks. Now, he's a live chance to win.
Yes, he's a two-time major winner, of course, the 2020 and the 2024 US Open champion. You mentioned Brooks Koepka as well. He's a three-time USPGA champion. Does that hold you in good stead, winning the USPGA, or the fact that it moves around a different course every year doesn't really matter?
Yeah, I don't think he'll win, but it wouldn't surprise. He's a live chance. He's about $40-$50. He's a live chance. I don't think he'll win.
No, okay, but we know how good he is in the big major tournaments. One more I want to mention is Xander Schauffele, USPGA champion 2024, British Open champion 2024. I think he even won a gold medal in that period as well.
He did.
How big a threat is Schauffele to the big names? Because we know he's performed well in the past. He's won this tournament last year, of course. But is he someone that is just slowly grinding away and improving and on the heels of the likes of McIlroy, Scheffler and DeChambeau?
Of course, he's a great player. He won 2 majors last year, and he had a great 2024, and he's thereabouts this year. I think he was injured or something for a part of the year, but he's back. Of course he's a chance. I don't personally fancy him.
Dad, to finalise the show, to end it all, who's going to win the 2025 USPGA Championship?
I would love an Aussie to win, because it's been a great tournament for Aussies, going back to Jason Day, Steve Elkington, and my favourite Wayne Grady in 1990, the year Collingwood won the premiership. Just brought that up. Rory will win.
Rory will win.
Rory will win, and I think JT top 5, Fleetwood top 5, Young and Finau top 10.
Okay. Jeez, you've pulled the card there.
Rory to win.
Rory to win. Okay, I'm going to pick Rory to win as well. And your best value bet would have to be Cameron Young, who's popped up at 200 to 1 to win, but you can get him at a very nice price for top 40, 30, 20 and 10. Would you agree?
Cameron Young, top 10, get you $11 to $15, top 10, and have a bit of fun.
Okay, there it is all settled. That is your quick preview for the 2025 USPGA Championship. Dad, what's the next major we're going to have to talk about in, a couple of weeks or months' time?
Well, we've got the US Open, and then we've got the Open. All the majors are all done and dusted by basically at the end of June. This PGA, which is now, May, it used to be the last in August, but they get all the majors out the way before the middle of the year.
As a golf fan, are you a fan of that, having them more condensed?
I think that's what the players want.
Okay.
That's what the players want. Then they can play in other tournaments around the world.
You can play your lives.
Including coming down to Aussie, like on the news now, Rory coming down to play at Royal Melbourne later in the year.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. You're breaking news on the show now.
I'm
not a golf fan, guys.
Out 3 or 4 million for him to come down. Hey, that's great. By him playing Rory McIlroy in the Australian PGA and the Australian Open, that'll bring so many other players with him. Good.
That's awesome.
Aussie golf's going.
Yes, it's going well and strong. That's it. Let's end this show now, Dad, because you've got a tea time in about half an hour. You got to hit the skids. You got to go run.
I'll be okay. I'll get there.
What's your handicap at the moment?
Myself.
That was the same joke as last podcast.
Yeah. No, we're an honest 7 or 8.
Okay, that's very good for your age, Dad. Who are you playing with today? Just some random people off the street, or your usual grouping?
Usual grouping, and a couple of ladies.
Oh, okay, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
Did you hit off the same tees or no?
No, I might try and hit off the ladies too. I might do that.
We'll see how we go. We'll report back later in the day. Thanks for coming on the show once again, Dad. That was an episode of Slam Talk Sports. That was your USPGA 2025 preview.
Thank you. Good.
All done.
Beauty.